Say you miss your homie, but it's clear that you won't. Had a chance to die with me, I would've died by you. Talking against the shit, nigga. Say you miss your homie, but it's clear that you won't die by him. Had a chance to die with him, me, I would've died by him. Know your homie laying in his grave while he twist and turn. Thought he had some solid niggas round him, but I bet he learned. RIP my nigga sleep when I'm with this nigga Tyler. When I catch my nigga killer, drill him like a screw and driver. You can't ain't no nigga claiming Chauncey cause there's no survivors. We the niggas screaming free him. Soon as they do, I bet I drop him. Driving drunk while missing dirt. Say that's how my nigga crash. Me, I'm a conspiracy.
I'm Deshaun Mitchell, a coach of all or nothing boxing. This is where it all starts, the hard work and the hard grind. Get in, put the time in, get the sweat in, prepare the athletes, prepare the box. It's Coach Dorico, the head coach.
Man, what's the effect this has been having on the community? Like, the positive impact it's having on kids.
One positive thing is keeping them up out the streets, keeping them in a safe haven, a safe spot where it's a positive environment. They doing something with their time, something that's useful and helping them build structure, discipline, giving them different dreams and goals, especially when we take them on the road. If you can get up out this city just for a little bit, it means a lot to let you know the world's bigger than your neighborhood. The world's bigger than Louisville.
How often do you get new kids there?
Man, sometimes you might get a boatload. Sometimes it might be drag. Sometimes you might have 1 or 2 that flop through that month. Sometimes you might have 10 that come through that month. Some stay, some don't. We try to keep them stay, but you know how it can be. So, it's for some people it's not for, but we open our doors, we open arms, we try to make it more of a family setting when you come in. Like, all the numbers going to the gym is like an extended family outside of your family. This gym been here for 6 years. I've been a part of this gym for 5 years. I would have been a part of it right here. My brother opened up the gym 7 years ago. Over 7 years ago, I was incarcerated. So when I came home 5 years ago, I could get right into the mix, And the reason why we started this gym was to keep the kids off the street because when I was away, I lost a son, my oldest son. So the mission was, if we had him in the gym because he used to box, I would have got that disturbing message when I was in the situation I was in. So when you see this D2 sign, this represents my son, D2. That's something that my brother designed. Well, he sent it to me, and he took it and ran with it. So you'll see it a lot on the uniforms and stuff that we wear. And then me and my brother, we come from a boxing background anyway. Me and my brother, so. Yeah, my daddy was a teacher. My granddaddy used to teach my daddy, so it was passed down. Yeah, passed down.
From the outside looking in, I know this not the only boxing gym in Louisville, but from the outside looking in, just kind of explain, what impact all of y'all are having. I know y'all run across each other when y'all have events and things like that. The impact boxing's having in the city.
Well, one thing I say, something we all got in common, we doing a positive thing. We on the same track of time to keep these kids out the streets, and we all moving as one, as a force.
Follow me on athletic.lyric. And follow me. Go follow me. LANDY. Go follow me. It's Trump by the way. No. Follow me. Carl 502.
Christian Stewart, 147 to 156, 9 and 9.
Yeah, IG.
WR_award ready.
When your next fight is?
Next fight, I think I'll be fighting Thursday.
What's the record?
Yeah, I wasn't in my best, but I did. Jemiah Ray.
You got an IG?
Jemiah JJAMYA._.
Welcome to the Eric J. the Great Podcast Show. We got a special guest on the show today, All in Boxing Academy coach, Deshaun Mitchell. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing all right, man. So first off, we'll just start from the beginning, man, and we'll get into, to the good things the boxing is bringing to the community. So First off, where you from?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up in the Newburgh area, but you know, I'm Louisville.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear your hometown?
Well, Kirby, Ali, greatness, you know, love for basketball, just a lot of good stuff, you know.
For anybody that never's been to Louisville before, just describe how it is growing up here, some of the obstacles and circumstances you got to overcome here, you know, especially as an African American.
It's a southern type city. It's growing up, it was a whole lot of different little things. Like you live on this side of the street, you might have to have a little conflict with somebody on the other side of the street. And you know, at one point in time, the gang balance was kind of rolling through real strong, like in the mid, late 90s. So you know, a lot of people get caught up into that stuff. You know, like in my neighborhood around Newburgh, we used to have little gangs like Phase 2, Harvest, Lynch Mob, Heat High, and stuff like that coming up, and then formed into Crips and Bloods, 2-1 Insane, and all this and that. So you know, it was all in what you was going to take to, or if you was going to do something different, or things of that nature. Or then you know, sometimes you know the streets can kind of suck you in, but it's up to you to pull yourself out of the situation. But growing up in Louisville, I mean, it was beautiful, man. Like up in the Newburgh area, we used to spend a lot of our times at Newburgh Park on the basketball court, in the community, at the Boys and Girls Club, the community center, park all day shooting ball and ripping and running down, you know, from Unsealed to H Mart, Lincoln Park, Poplar Road, all that, Range area, the Broadway, you know, just ripping and running, bathroom out of the mall, walking to the malls, and it was cool growing up, you know.
What type of activities you was into as a kid? What type of sports did you play?
As a kid, a lot of people trip out, but my first thing I used to like was football. And then I was too small to play when they would put me on the scales or whatever. And then I kind of dribble into boxing and basketball. You know, my daddy, he had us throwing 1-2s. Well, really, that might have been my first love, because he had us throwing 1-2s from the womb, me and my brother. So, you know, it was 1-2, and get boxing gloves out in the yard. Everybody know me growing up, you know, it's going to be some boxing gloves on the side, you know, gonna be outside boxing, and then basketball. I fell in love with basketball. So those always been my three sports. You know what I'm saying? And then narrowed down to boxing and basketball.
As far as boxing goes, it was your dad and your granddad that really was the people that was around you that made you fall in love with it.
Right, yep. My granddaddy, he's from Birmingham. He used to box when he was younger or whatever, so he taught my daddy about boxing. So it was only right for my daddy to teach me and my brother, you know what I'm saying, pull us into boxing, me and my two brothers. So, you know, and then it went on from me teaching my sons, actually getting them into the gyms and stuff. You know, like my oldest son first came here, he was in the gym by the time he was 6, and my youngest son, he was in the gym in the car seat, you know. He was in the car seat in the gym. They hit the gym out in Newburgh, Spike Boxing. Well, it was a little hot gym out there back in the early 2000s.
So as far as you transitioning through your childhood, becoming a young adult, you know, you had to do some time in a penitentiary and things. So when you got out, what effect did that have on your life to you transitioning to what you're doing now, having a positive impact on the community with the boxing, all boxing?
Well, I would have to go with inside those walls. Being in there, I was changing my life and wanting to do something different, because I used to realize, you know, I could spend all this time destroying the community, but I put the same amount of time and energy to destroy it to build it back up, you know, and to mess with the youth and give them a different outlet in a different way. And what really took me there is when I was in prison and I lost my oldest son. So going through that let me know I would never put myself back in a situation where I'm in this concrete jungle where I could be out here doing something productive with my kids, because I used to feel sometimes if I was out there, I would head them in the gym, because we was always going to the gym. I felt like with me not being there, he had that freedom to stray off. and get caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I held myself responsible for that until I had to realize, guy hands always right straight no matter how crooked the lines are. So I had to accept what it was, and my brother took it upon himself and was like, you know what, I'm gonna open up a gym. I'm gonna make sure I'm keeping these kids in a safe place so they don't get caught up into no foolishness. Because if you know that time from like 3, I'd say around from 4 to 9 o'clock, that's when most of the stuff happened within the youth, with the kids and stuff. And that's around the time that happened with him, like around 6 o'clock or whatever. So I told myself I would never allow myself to be in a situation on the way from my kids where I can't put them in a positive surrounding at all times. Because I felt like, man, I left them out there to play up in the woods, in the jungle, by itself with a toothpick to fight.
All right, so as far as your brother making the decision to open up the gym, around what time frame that was?
This was 2015 after that loss. He ended up opening up that gym. We lost him in the summer. He opened that gym in October. His first gym was out, I want to say like out Cane Run. And then he ended up coming here. He been at this location for 6 years. Well, and, I came home 5 years ago, and since I came home, I've been full throttle with him. We ride in this car till the wheels fall off together.
Hours of operation, how many kids, adults y'all got attached to the gym, what type of services y'all provide to the community to make parents want to enroll their kids in the gym.
Okay, one thing I would say, me and my brother, we run a shift from 5 to 8 Mondays through Fridays. Our main goal is to keep these kids active and stuff, so I guess the parents appreciate that because we lead them into a positive way, letting them know that it's more to life than Louisville, it's more than life than your neighborhood, especially when we take them on the road, they seeing other things and meeting other kids from different cities and stuff, building, a little bond with different guys, and then being in this gym, it's like a family among itself. So when we bring them on in, it's like we open our arms, welcome, like a family. It's like a family outside, it's kind of extended family. And so I guess they kind of like that, the parents do, and the kids do too. And then our thing is just to move as a whole and, help keep these kids out the streets and keep them in a safe haven, and give them different directions and different goals and different dreams that can be achieved. So, as far as a regiment, when we come up in here, we run the smaller ones, and then the older ones come in. But it's probably attached to our gym, man. We might have about 25, but some is more consistent than others. But when you talk about the whole of consistency, we might have I'd say about 15 that's more consistent versus the ones that float. Probably about 15 to 18 that's more consistent, but we'll have to put them all in that same bag with the older to the females and the girls, so whatever. But boxing is really a lot of self-discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's all in. If I'm gonna get up, man, all I want to do is, But I tell them, if you want to fight, you gotta be in the gym. You can't go to you can't miss basketball practice or football practice and expect to play. So therefore, if you ain't in here training, you can't expect to fight. And if you do fight, you can't expect to be at your best if you're not giving your all when you train.
So as far as your brother started the gym, and y'all got all these kids, you got a few adults in here. So just describe, man, because I know when you was in boxing yourself, like when you just worry about yourself, you ain't had to worry about nobody else showing up to train and something that's different. Mm-hmm. But when you see a kid that probably come in 5, 6 years old, and then you watching them grow up to like 12, 13, 14, and then seeing the positive impact it's having on their life, and just kids that come through here, just explain how that's been, because it's almost like just like any other sport, y'all father figures, because some people might not have a dad at home. Right. So this might be the only strong male figure they have in their life, throughout the week,
As they say, it take a village to raise a kid, So basically, I'm putting in them some of the tools and the jewels and the morals that I have for myself. So me watching them grow and develop into something, you got to look at it and be like, well, that's good. I like to see it. And then you pouring some of what you got in them, So you might be giving them to be a little more disciplined, a little more structured. And it feels good when you actually see that a kid developing and they taking into basically, I would say like a different moral compass. You know what I'm saying? The morals is getting set a little higher, and that's always a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, some of the kids, some is less fortunate than others with having a father figure at home. So, you know, that's a part of our thing, you know, to assist what we can. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it takes each one to reach one. You know what I'm saying? And like they say, you know, a teacher can't teach what he don't know. A leader can't lead where he don't go. So when we're in the process of doing this, you know, I can only give you what I know and tell you about what can lead to this or what can lead to that, you know, and, as the kids get older, you know, like, be like, I don't think you should want to do this because that can lead to this. But so it's all about really at the same time teaching. But when you see them, when you see that tree blossom from the ground up, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. Especially when you see it sprout out and it's becoming everything that it should become in a positive structure with a good man. Hey man, that's a win-win situation.
It's the best thing you could put your kids into, and it's not even to have an end goal of becoming a professional athlete. It's just the little lessons that you don't think that's important is really important.
Right.
Like, you know, if you throw your kid in football or any type of sport early, you know, three most important things they're gonna learn off the top, just off them just being in the atmosphere: responsibility, holding themselves accountable, because they got to be on time, knowing how to interact with different kids from different backgrounds, because all the kids there might not be black. You know, some of them might be Hispanic, might have a couple white kids. You know what I'm saying? So it'll teach you, hey, this person might not come from the same background as you. He might not be used to hearing gunshots or however you grew up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it teaches you just simple life lessons that you got to have as an adult. You know what I'm saying? You learn those as a kid. I think a lot of parents don't take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Just getting those kids, because a lot of parents, they be at work a lot, they taking care of the bills, so your kid can still be progressing without you being around all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's instilling those tools out.
Yeah, facts, actual facts. And then one thing about sports, it helps build that character and confidence that you need. You know what I'm saying? That confidence and that character, you know, ain't nothing like confidence. It help bring their morale up and self-esteem. They start feeling good, especially when they're achieving them goals. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I like about boxing, I think it probably build the most confidence because in a person, because they step out into that ring alone. You know what I'm saying? So it help mold them and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna let myself down. I'm not gonna let my coaches down. I'm not gonna let me down. I'm gonna go out here and do this. I'm gonna handle it. And I like the confidence it put in them. You know, because one thing about it, I might give the instructions or so well, but they throwing that punch along. You know, every punch they take, every punch they give, they feel it, they give it. You know, so yeah, it helps build them in a different type of way.
As far as all of net and boxing goes, what's the short and long term goals? What do you want to accomplish with this boxing academy?
All or nothing boxing, I want to make it something legendary. You know, after us, you know, it'd be some of our old fighters we train come behind us and keep that legacy going. You know, I want to make it a marketing spot when you talk about boxing in the city of Louisville, the same way they honor Crump Gym in Detroit. I want them to honor All or Nothing just like that. You know, I want to make it a big brand. You know what I'm saying? All or Nothing boxing. You know, boxing academy. I want it to be something that lasts and go on. You know, or something I would like. You know, all the little ones that started with us, they might come and be like, remember Coach Deshaun, Coach DeRico, Coach Javon, Coach Ralph, and you know how they took their time out. Man, that was some of the best times of our life. Let's do that. You know, let's keep this thing going. But some of them little kids is gonna remember us 40 years from now, and they're gonna be telling their grandkids about, oh man, Coach Deshaun, Coach DeRico, or whatever. They used to put us in a car, take us out of town, and we used to get it on in different cities. And after we get done, we go out to eat, you know, and have a good time with the teammates, and you know, and they became like families to us. Where they have an extended family, but it'd be like, oh, that's my, you know, where they might introduce they boxing mate as they brother to their kids, or however it might be, you know, their kids might look at their boxing teammate as an uncle, you know, outside family. So I just want them to keep that unity there, you know what I'm saying? And that's right there, man, that's worth more than gold itself. You know what I'm saying? Once you start finding living into a different zone of purpose of life, hey, man, you already a millionaire. You're a millionaire within yourself, within your soul. So, you know, just being able to do that, hey, man, all or nothing, they did what they was put here to do. You know what I'm saying? Keep these kids and lead them in a different direction. And I'm good with that.
Somebody got to take the throne. You know what I'm saying? You might have somebody that you trained and they probably became an adult and probably realized they at home want to do boxing for a living. They might come back and take over coaching when y'all get up in age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be the next Deshaun, you know, the next person running things, you know?
Yeah, let me kick my feet back and watch the show. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to, you know what I'm saying, put the things together. I can give them the small ideas or do it like this and make it a little easier. But I'm going to kick back, kick my feet up and be an old man and watch the show and watch them put they mold into something, you know? And so it's just passing on down. So I'm good with that too, you know? Hopefully we could pull a few world champions up out this mix, you know? I don't see why we can't, you know what I'm saying? So we just gonna take it for what it do, but I sure want to see them progress in life too. Now I enjoy the show.
Just hiring a new trainer, they bring them to the pros with, so you ever ran that across your mind as a possibility?
Oh, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably what they would want to do because they've been with us so long and be like, you know, I'm ready to make this transition, you ready to make it with me? Cool, you know, we'll train like that too. I'm going to still train the youngsters, I'm going to still train with you, you know what I'm saying? And if you feel like I can't give you all you need as versus knowledge, if you feel like somebody else can give you more, you know, bring them on into the camp. Because, you know, I'm still a student of the game in the teaching side, you know. So, steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. So, you know, I know a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's someone to know more than me. If they feel like they need to bring somebody in to assist, I'm good with that. Or if they need me to fall back, you know, I'm good with that too. Because at the end of the day, it's their choice, it's their life, you know. I'm just with the ride, even though I might have started you off, you know, put the wheels on the car or plant the seed, I gotta know it's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna grow. But, you know, at the same time, I feel like our unity so tight, they probably wouldn't feel like doing that. They probably won't stay with the home team, which I understand that, and we'll just keep on building, you know. We place one brick at a time and let it build wherever it's gonna build.
Do everybody attached to this gym, do they have to pay like a monthly membership or something like that, or how does that go?
Oh, yeah. Like with the under 18, it's $35 a month, and 18 over is $50 a month. Well, because, you know, at the same time, we got to try to keep these lights on and keep this building going. So, yeah, because we haven't been blessed to get no sponsors or anything, so it's basically out the pockets, you know what I'm saying? Which would be beautiful if we could get some kind of sanctionings or sponsors or I can't think of the name of that, you know, some kind of funding to help us run our program. Now that would be great, you know what I'm saying? But my brother, you know, he been doing this thing like that, so, you know.
As far as sponsorship goes, I would have to think, you know, that these kids get slash adults, and the higher they go as far as accolade wise, you know, going to nationals and things like that, and people seeing y'all brand, that will help bring more attention to, especially when people start qualifying for the Olympics, transitioning to beginner pro careers and things like that. They gonna know. They know as soon as somebody become a pro, they gonna ask them like, "What did you box at?" You know, as soon as they say that, everybody gonna look it up. That may, you know what I'm saying? So it's really like, you know, a lot of groundwork. But once, because I'm in the same stage right now, you know, with my business. But you know, like once you get that main media presence, you know, all that'll come on the back end, especially when you got people constantly getting accolades and getting to these tournaments where they got a lot of eyes and people following these tournaments every year. Right. Yeah. You see you doing this to, you know, till the wheels fall off, or is it something that you know?
This became more of a lifestyle to me, so, you know, I don't feel right if I'm not doing this, you know. So this is, I feel like this is what I was made to do, you know what I'm saying? I mean, life without boxing just don't seem like life sometimes, you know. It's just something it's in me, you know what I'm saying? One thing about this boxing thing, when this thing get into your blood, you just can't get it out. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy what I do. I enjoy coming down here, working with the youth, and you know, watching them win, watching them progress. Even if they fall short, just being a part of it. It gives me something to look forward to. You know, sometimes, like before fights come up, I don't know if I be more excited than the fighter actually fighting. You know, I be staying up sometime working on game plans and strategy, but I should be asleep. You know. So I can't see myself without boxing. You know, boxing was also my savior too. You know, when I do this, it takes all the other stuff that I might be going through or this and that. It just be removed from my life. You know, even when I started boxing before I went away, you know, that kept me to, you know, juggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I really like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to let this go, but I still need to pay these bills. But it saved me, even though I had to get taken away from it. But I say it would still save me because it gave me a different peace of mind, and I had to come to the common ground of what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't do both. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to pick. I'm forced to pick. You know, between the two. So when I came home, I said, you know what? I'm choosing boxing. I'm gonna work me a job. I ain't gonna juggle. You know, even though when I was out there or wherever, I would still always make it to the gym each day. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the gym.
One, I would say feedback since y'all been doing this that you got that left you like lost for words. Like y'all got the gym up and flowing and it's a consistent thing. What's one thing somebody just came and told y'all that y'all doing with the kids and stuff that really left you lost for words, like a comment or positive feedback?
Man, one of the most touching feedbacks is when somebody told me, man, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's not here today. You know what I'm saying? Not at the gym today. He says he's a little ill. But it was just how appreciative he was. You know what I'm saying? So what it was, I was like, dang, it really means so much to him. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it just let me know we doing the right thing because we really changing some of these kids' lives. And then another youngster, I mean, he told me, you know, man, this is all I have. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you know you in a situation like that, it's hard to walk away and shut the door on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you giving back and you opening up doors and giving a peace of mind to so many different youngsters. I mean, I would be a selfish man to close the door and not want to continue. Well, when you perceive all or nothing as far as what form, as into the boxing community or just in the community?
Just a little bit of both.
In the community, I want you to look at all or nothing as a place you can bring your kids that want to box. They can become college boxers. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, they in a safe place. You know what I'm saying? Where they ain't got to worry about no foolishness. You know, that's within the community. Now, in the boxing community, when they hear that name all or nothing, it's to be respected. When all or nothing come in the building, we in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's all or nothing at all. When all or nothing hit that building, the boys are back in town, you know, girls too, or whatever, you know, we ain't to be played with.
Most influential to your life?
Most influential to my life, my top 5. Well, I would have to say my parents, you know what I'm saying, my top 2. You know what I'm saying? My mama and my daddy, and then I would have to slide down to a grandparent, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my top 3. And then I would say it's kind of hard for me to give you a last 2 because I had some good mentors in life, you know. It might have been my uncle, you know what I'm saying? At one point in journey, he was a good mentor. And then on another stage of life, it was another dude that was like a family member. He always, you know, talk to me and try to keep me straight. So, you know, I really can't say the names. I really be cheating if I say top 5. So I can't give a top 5 when it's so many. You know, it takes a village to raise. So it would probably have to be, you know, I would have to say about top 20. So, you know, I can't say top 5.
Description about your other 2 coaches in here, you know, your brother and his name's Rico, right?
Yeah, Coach Rico, he's the head coach.
Yeah, so just give a brief description. It is, you know, those two coaches, you know, grinding it out with them every day with these kids and stuff.
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Coach DeRico, that's my older brother, my big brother. He's 3 years older than me. So you know, we jam together. We like peanut butter and jelly, like a tooth to gum. So you know, being here with him, you know, we just really put the same discipline we was put in that were put in us when we were young. You know what I'm saying? So being here with him, it's a good thing. And you know, ain't nothing like being able to see your brother every day. You know what I'm saying? We had to share a room every day for all these years. So, you know, just back at it. And then my little brother, he does his thing. And then my big cousin, Coach Rap. You know, Coach Rap is like the boxing guru. You know what I'm saying? He came up under legendary trainer Biscuit from the city of Louisville. Biscuit came up under Fred Stoner, which Fred Stoner trained Muhammad Ali. So, you know, we get all those jewels and stuff dipped down in us. And then, you know, some of the trainers we had in our experience, which was Dennis Page, Greg Page, older brother, and Greg Hills, another trainer, Sean Crowless, you know, they kind of helped mold us, even Kelly or whatever. So we had a lot of jewels put in us, so we know a lot of knowledge.
Any last words about boxing, all of the boxing, man? Just put out any last words you want to say to them. Also, let people know how to keep up with you. You got a website, Facebook page, anything like that.
All or nothing, we appreciate the community, you know, and we appreciate y'all showing up to the fights, giving us our support, and showing support for these kids and stuff. We appreciate that more than y'all know it, and we just love that y'all talk to us to come and see what we doing. And we have a Facebook page, All or Nothing Boxing Academy, and then I have a Facebook page, Deshaun Mitchell. My brother have a Facebook page, Rico Murray, where you can keep up with the events of what we have going on around the city of Louisville. So that's how you can stay in touch with us or whatever, you know, just hit us on up and hey, keep up with the events we have planned and the fighters, you know. So it's cool.
Yeah, man. It's your boy Eric J, man. Everybody go check out All or Nothing Boxing, man, especially if you live in Louisville, man. Everybody that got kids out there sitting at home not doing nothing, even if you don't see them being a professional boxer, just get them out the house, you know, enroll them in some type of extracurricular activity, man, just so they can have good male fit role models in their life, instill good morals and values into them, and just set them on a different path, you know, because kids with a lot of idle time, you know, that's usually don't make a good recipe for the success. So everybody, this concludes another episode of Eric J. The Great Podcast. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the podcast. You know, over 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. More dope content on the way. And shout out to my cameraman, C. Jeezy. And this concludes another episode. We out.